My name is Dominic Rundio. I'm the general manager at Bracken Recycling in San Antonio, Texas. Anybody who's got scrap metal, we take care of them. It doesn't matter if they have 1 pound, 100,000 pounds. We do what we can to help out the people in the area. We have customers coming in, whether it's somebody bringing in cans or demolition companies bringing in rebar from sites where they've torn down a building, broken up concrete, whatever. A little bit of anything and everything. Customers come in, we get all their material weighed up, we pay them for it based off of the weight. Once that's done, then we do our part where we're processing the material, getting it broken down to the way that the mills, refineries, whoever it is that wants the material, it's ready for them. So as soon as it comes in, we know exactly what we need to do to get it ready to ship to be able to get the most for it. Out back, right behind our office building, that's where we have our ferrous unloading area. When customers come in with a trailer load, usually they get backed up to the magnet and then the operators back there will use the equipment. They'll get them unloaded quickly. Once all the material gets unloaded back there, we'll put it in the appropriate piles, whether it needs to go with prepared steel or shreddable material, anything like that. We kind of separate it out as we go along, so that way it makes it a little bit easier for us. Depending on the type of material, it might just get directly loaded into an end dump trailer, or we might run it through our logger baler shear where we're cutting it down to size, making it into logs, so that way we can get extra weight in the truck when it's time to load it up. It just all depends on the type of material and the amount of work that's going to have to go into it, really. So we have a Sennebogen 818, an 821, an 835, and a 340V. The 818 was our first Sennebogen that we got. We started off leasing it. When the lease was up, we loved it so much we just bought it. That was the start of everything. In the 818, now we use it to unload trucks and trailers. The next step up, we have the 821. We have a grapple on it that is a lot more fine-tuned than most fixed grapples. We can pick up a single piece of rebar to get it out of the way if it's mixed into other materials. The lifting power with it is great because we'll take something like all of these roofing sheets, using the grapple on it, you can grab a big chunk of it, pull it off, set it exactly where you want it. Whereas the magnet can make it a lot harder to do. If you start to slide it off, other material slides off with it, it becomes a big mess. So a lot of times using the 821 makes it a lot easier for us. And then the 835, that's our big material handler. We use that to load all of our trucks, whether it's with HMS, shred, and we also use it to load our logger baler shear. The 835 is pretty much running all day, every day. It's the workhorse here. It definitely gets the most amount of stuff done. It's been a huge game changer. So right now with the 835, what he's doing is making what we call logs. So he just loaded up a bunch of shreddable material. There were refrigerators in there. I saw some kind of shelving units, all kinds of things. So we loaded up in this machine. It's an SLK 715 logger baler shear. The doors close up, and then all it's doing with this type of material is it's just compressing it. Once it's all compressed and pushed out the end, it comes out in what we call logs. Now these logs, we load all across the loose material so nothing is gonna fly out. You know, it's a big safety thing. We wanna make sure everything's gonna stay in the truck. We just reduce the size of it 4 times, and now we're getting more weight in the truck. We're buying and selling everything by the pound. So if we're not maximizing the weight, well, we're losing money. The 835 in this process has made it a lot easier because he has so much reach. He doesn't have to move around nearly as much as we used to with some of the other older pieces of equipment that we use. Operations-wise, being able to go up in the cab and look, okay, here's the material. This is what I'm trying to move. This is what I'm trying to do. Takes the guesswork out of it. A lot of smaller equipment that we've had to use for magnets or grapples or shears, to not be able to see everything that you're doing and you kind of have to guess, it just adds a layer of danger to whatever you're doing. To be able to see what's going on and what you're doing every step of the way makes you safer, more efficient, and faster. Sennebogen made sure that they did their homework and took care of everyone and said, hey, this is gonna be better for all the scrap guys. That's who we're making these machines for. We're not making an excavator and then retrofitting a couple of parts to make it work for the scrap guys. It's designed for us. Bottom line is Sennebogen cares. It's the easiest way to put it. We can call almost anybody in the company, up and down the chain of command, whatever, and they'll take our call, they'll hear what's going on, they'll listen to us. It's not just a business thing either. They talk to us, hey, how are you guys doing? Everything good? All right, we're coming by, we want to swing by, see how you guys are doing. And I can't think of another company where the founder of a company as big as Sennebogen has sat down in our office and we've just had conversations about things. Eric, Sennebogen, was here and we talked about stuff. Eric, Colleen, and Constantino personally wanted to make sure that everything was good. Yeah, there's all the business stuff that goes along with it, but they care, and you know, the whole company from top to bottom is great. It's kind of come over on our side too with the way that we see the Sennebogens. The owner of the company, when he and his wife got married, they came here on a Saturday after we were closed and they got married right on the deck up there on that machine. They're the owner's favorite machines, favorite company he deals with. I think the fact that he got married on one in the scrapyard says how much he loves the equipment. Having the parts on hand, making it so that way companies can have their own mechanics become ASPs, being able to pick up the phone and talk to a person right away. A company won't do those things if they don't care. The fact that Sennebogen cares so much about the customers, they care about how their products are being used, they care about the fact that when it goes to the end user, our job's not done, that's huge. There's not a lot of companies that are like that.